Hello and welcome to Heavenly Album Covers. Before we get started here, I'd like to show you the pre-production notes for this episode. There's the top part, and we will slowly scroll down, and those are the production notes. If you want to convert them into a PDF and drop them in a Excel spreadsheet, that would be probably good for you, and you could follow along more easily. And today we're going to look at Double Nickels on the Dime by MINUTEMEN, sometimes known as the MINUTEMEN. And this is the CD version that we're going to look at. This CD version, I think this version lacks several songs. They didn't put all of the original vinyl songs onto CD, and they also brought back a couple of songs later due to copyright reasons, I think. And there's the CD version, the CD there, and even the CD of this album is going for very high prices. The original vinyl album goes for astronomical prices. It was a double album with a gatefold, and the MINUTEMEN were great. I saw the MINUTEMEN a couple of times. Once was at the well-known LA street scene. I was a teenager. I went with my brother. He would take me different places for music shows, and we ended up at the LA street scene. It was a free, mostly free festival concert in downtown Los Angeles, and I saw the MINUTEMEN there. Right when we walked into the event, the MINUTEMEN were playing. They were very wild, they had a lot of movements and stage presence, and it was like the stage was exploding in musical greatness. They were just astronomical. And later that day, I saw Big Mama Thornton, who wrote Hound Dog. She was playing on another stage with Ian Whitcomb. Ian Whitcomb was big in the mid-'60s. He had a couple of hits, You Turned Me On, and he was playing piano, an upright piano, with Big Mama Thornton at the LA street scene. Also, after that, Etta James, the great singer, was playing on another stage. These LA street scenes were quite big and expansive events. I think the last group we saw that day was a group called What Is This, who had some minor local hits. And What Is This turned into a group called Walk the Moon, and they had a minor hit called Dreams of Heaven, and that song and that whole Walk the Moon album was produced by Todd Rundgren. And Walk the Moon kind of morphed in and around the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and Hillel Slovak, one of the members of the Chili Peppers, was involved in all these groups somehow. They were all kind of intermingled. So that was the LA street scene where I saw the MINUTEMEN. And I think a little bit later, maybe much later, I saw them at Cal State Long Beach in Long Beach, California. Let me sip. And that show was opened by the Fontanelles. The Fontanelles were out of another band called Outer Circle, another Long Beach band. And the Fontanelles opened that night. A fontanelle it's the back of a baby's head. It's the soft part. So the Fontanelles were there. The MINUTEMEN were there. It was in kind of an enclosed space, nighttime, on a weird night. It was like a Thursday. And the MINUTEMEN, of course, played great. And the MINUTEMEN are utterly unique. I can't think of another American band, at least, that played like them with such expertise. And the members were D. Boone, Mike Watt, and George Hurley on drums. And Mike Watt says that this album cover was inspired by Kraftwerk's Autobahn album cover. We'll have to compare somehow here with iMovie. We've been using iMovie to edit and add things to our videos lately. iMovie is pretty great, but it all depends on who's doing the editing with iMovie, because I tend to like to just throw things in randomly, but some people like to be professionals when they're on YouTube. So this Minutemen cover and the album title, Double Nickels on the Dime. Double nickels refers to 55 miles an hour, which was the speed limit in California at the time. The dime is the Harbor Freeway, the 10 freeway. So the Minutemen were doing double nickels, 55 miles an hour on the Harbor Freeway. And here's Mike Watt. You can see the freeway sign here, San Pedro. They're all from San Pedro, California, which is a little harbor town. Used to be full of naval facilities and things. And San Pedro is still a lot of fun. It's a nice, quiet town, kind of fun, very artsy. They have theaters and coffee shops and poets. There's George Hurley, an immensely talented drummer. I'm not sure what he's doing these days. There's D. Boone. He could play furious rhythm guitar and also very stinging, very sharp lead parts also. Just all of these guys were just super talented. Mike Watt still plays in various bands. He played with the Stooges, with Iggy and the Stooges for a while under various other guitar players. I think James Williamson was in the band when Mike Watt was in the band. Although Mike Watt was never ingratiated as a official Stooge. He was always kind of a guest star. And there's the 55 MPH sign and Minutemen San Pedro. This CD is actually pretty nice. And there's some Raymond Pettibon drawings here. He was closely involved with the group and other acts on SST Records. These are lyrics, I believe, and only an insane person would try to read these lyrics. Here's some photos, and I'm not sure who produced this. We'll find out later. But I recently found a Raymond Pettibon related CD, which I think has his handwritten initial on it. Mike Watt is also on this album. The group is the Unknown Instructors. The album title is The Master's Voice. And that's a little drawing of a Doberman by Raymond Pettibon, and I believe that's his pee. He has peed on the cover of his album artwork, and you can tell that's a magic marker or something. And I haven't been able to find out if that's how he signed his CDs at the time. And this features George Hurley again from the Minutemen. Joe Beza, he's from another group that I can't remember right now. Raymond Pettibon is actually singing on a track. David Thomas from Para Ubu is on this album, and Mike Watt plays bass. Mike Watt also put out a really good solo album. I think it was called Tugboat or Ball Boat or Tug Ball or something, and that's got a bunch of superstar musicians on it. So maybe this is worth something because there's a P on it. And so I think that's it. I think we went through this really fast, and I'll have to plug in that Kraftwerk Autobahn cover and see if it does resemble this cover. And unfortunately, D. Boone passed away in a really tragic van accident back in '85. It kind of put an end to the Minutemen as a unit, although there was a band that came out of the Minutemen called Firehose, which were very well accepted. But that's the Minutemen. My toe is still doing well. I dropped a table on it 2 days ago. I didn't do anything with it yesterday, and today it's a little bit better. I can wiggle my toe, and I'm not going to go to the doctor unless it turns out to be something more serious. So I picked up this came in the mail today. Since I've been kind of laid out and laid off with my busted toe, I've been on eBay. I had this rushed. I bought this in an auction, and it's Steven Tyler air. It's air that actually Steven Tyler from Aerosmith breathed. He breathed into this, or he may have breathed and they stuck the jar in there and then put the cap on it. But that's real Steven Tyler air in there. So I'm going to hang on to that. The great thing about the Minutemen is D. Boone, he would jump all over the stage, jump up and down, and was still able to play all of his rhythm and lead parts. Just an incredible guitar player and so much energy. They put out a documentary about the Minutemen called We Jam Econo, and I believe that's on YouTube. Definitely worth checking out. The movie is basically Mike Watt driving around in his car, in his truck, or his van, recounting and reminiscing about San Pedro and the group and where they played and stuff. So it's a really good documentary. I'm pretty sure if I hang on to this Steven Tyler air, oxygen, whatever it is, that it'll be worth a lot more later. It came with a COA, a certificate of authenticity.